Slime and Slay monthly tip.
For this month's monthly tip on Slime and Slay Outdoors, I'm going to be showing you a quick and effective way of finding a good fishing lake and how to understand them. So since I live in Wisconsin, I go to the Wisconsin Fishing Surveys is what I type in. And I'll click on the Northern Fishery Spring Surveys. It'll come up with a list of multiple counties in the state of Wisconsin. And since I live in Oneida County, I'm going to select Oneida County. And as you can tell, there's multiple lakes that surveys were performed from different years, all the way from this previous year of 2018 all the way down to 2009. And not every lake has had a survey done. Some of them have had multiple surveys done, which is also a very big benefit. So you can look at different years and compare the two. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose the lake that I've never fished before, which is Hasbrook Lake. Camera, zoom in on it. It was performed this last year. Click open. So the survey will load. So this survey was performed from May 8th all the way through May 19th. So it was a pretty long survey performed. During the time, as you can tell, I'm not a walleye fisherman other than I do it a little bit in the winter. But if I was to fish this lake in the winter, I would look at the walleye stocking report or walleye survey report here. And as I can tell, a lot of walleyes were caught between the size 11 all the way to size 17 was where the drop-off was. There was a lot of walleyes at that 13, 14 inch mark that were caught, which topped out at almost 760 walleyes they netted during this period of time, which is a lot. As the size limit is 15 inches, there's a lot of up-and-coming walleyes that are going to be legal for the upcoming future. So I'm going to scroll down here. Since I'm a big muskie fisherman, I'm going to look at muskies that were caught during the survey. And as you can tell, looks like total there was 24 muskies that were captured. All the way from 48 inches all the way down to roughly looks like 26 inches. So there's a very big variety, and it's nice to know that there is one really nice size quality fish. Granted, not every fish in the lake was always caught during the surveys, but at least gets you an idea that there is definitely a healthy muskie population in the lake, and definitely a different size variety to be catching for upcoming future. So next, I'm going to be going to actually the DNR page of Hasbrook Lake now. So I typed in Hasbrook Lake in Google, and it comes up with, in Oneida County, it is a 307 acre lake, so that's definitely not a giant body of water, but it's definitely a typical body of water in Wisconsin. So I'm going to click on the Wisconsin DNR page. So now it comes up with the lake of Hasbrook Lake. And as you can tell, it'll show there is one boat landing. It does go through the fish, which we just looked at a stocking report, but it says the panfish are common, smallmouth are common, walleyes are common, which it did seem like there was a lot of walleyes in there. Muskies are present, which means there's some in there, but there's not a lot, and largemouth are present. So as you could tell, if I was new to the lake, which I am, I would click on the boat landing. And it'll come up with the boat landing access, and you can go exactly to Google Map, and it'll show you exactly where the boat landing is located. So if you were going to fish it, you could find right where that boat landing is located. So as I can tell, here's the boat landing, and I could definitely zoom out and find the road that it can take me to right to that landing, so that way I know where the boat landing is for future reference. Another couple of interesting things about the DNR webpage, as I'm just going back here, is that there's a map, which you can click on map, and it'll show, looks like this one doesn't have the detail of the coordinates, but it has a lake, or kind of a map. You could print this out and even mark it for your personal self, even though it doesn't have depth contours, but as you can tell, boat landing is located there, which we just showed. Now there is some facts and figures here, so I'm going to click on that. It looks like the maximum depth in the lake is 50 feet. It's 307 acres. Shows the bottom, obviously the county it's in. Yeah, so it goes through a few different things in the facts and features, and there's also a more button. And the more here shows, obviously, different things here. It also shows the fishing regulations, which is a big thing for not knowing the lake, because each lake has its own fishing regulations. So I click on the regulations. I can tell I don't keep any muskies, but I can tell the minimum length is 40 inches, only one per day. And if I was to go after walleyes, walleyes are located right here. And there is no minimum length, but only one fish over 14 is allowed. So you can keep any size, but only one over 14 is allowed. So it's pretty neat to show you the fishing regulations, and most of the time it'll show you the fishing survey that was performed on the lake, which this was a recent lake just performed this last year, so it's probably not uploaded yet to the DNR website. But anyways, this is kind of a neat feature that I do. You can do it for any lake, even if it doesn't have a fishing survey performed. You can always type in your lake, go to the DNR page, and go through the overview and find the boat landing, see what kind of fish are common to the lake, to show you what you're after. And it also has the map, where to find the boat landing, and different aspects of it to the more, which is the fishing regulations, even water quality. You could tell if the lake's dirty, clean, a lot of different things. Very neat features to the DNR that I use to try to find new lakes. So if I was to maybe go to Hasbrook, I would understand that there's not a ton of muskies, but hey, there's a good variety. You might not have a lot of numbers, but you might catch a nicer fish. So, but anyways, that is a very quick overview of this program that I use during the winter, even up into the summer, trying to find new hot lakes that I've never fished before. Once in a while I get bored and want to go and explore, go to a different county, maybe down south and fish, and I'll type in the lake and it'll show you the reports. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys, for future reference, that you could bring up any lake you want here and show the different things that were inside the lake for fish, landings, and even stocking reports. Not every lake, again, like I said, has a stocking report, but it definitely has some very good, helpful information inside of the DNR website. So hopefully you enjoyed this monthly tip from Slyman Slay Outdoors, and hopefully it helps you find the next new lake you've been looking for. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.